40 of the best sim racers. $100,000 on the line. Who will rise to the challenge? This is the most competitive and sought-after season in iRacing World Championship history. This is where legends are made. This is the Porsche Esports Super Cup.
This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Only 15 drivers survived the trip up and down the mountain last week. 15 went home with a memory they would like to forget. Come to Italy, they said. This'll cure all as we get ready to watch round 6 of the Precision Racing League Formula 3 Series, and you'll see it all live here on the Global SimRacing Channel and the iRacing Esports Network. Diavolo, benvenuto in un'altra GSRC trasmissione e Autodromo Nazionale Monza. That's right, folks. Good evening and welcome to another GSRC broadcast here at Monza, baby. You know, we've stormed past the halfway point of this season, and the debut of Formula 3 in the Precision Racing League has been stunning. Shocking has been the number of casualties in the last 2 of the 3 rounds we've had. In the booth with me this evening, my parents' favorite child, my brother John, and over there in the big chair, Joe Peak, twisted and tweaking the dials for us. And then the mysterious man behind the camera, well, that would be the great, the one and only, the magnificent Dougie Beard. John, Monza can bring out the best in drivers, but can they get the very best out of the Formula 3 here in Italy?
I tell you what, Chef Boyardee would be proud of you, Sean. You did great. Well, can they get the best out of these Formula 3s? Well, it's going to take a few things, Sean. It's going to take mechanical grip, it's going to take downforce, and it's going to take modulation. And these drivers are going to have to go through those 3 things tonight in order to keep this car on the track and complete this race. Speaking of this track, Monza, the 5.793 kilometer circuit is the fastest F1 track on the calendar. This 11-turn course will be challenging for these Dallara F3 cars as a lap begins down the long 1.2 kilometer main straight. As they head down into 1, this will be the main overtaking place. Riding the curbs is crucial around Monza, but so is good mechanical grip under acceleration. The iconic turn 11, the Parabolica, will be the most important corner to get the power down quickly as to have maximum front straightaway speed. To look at this track firsthand, let's jump aboard the GSRC Dallara F3 for a lap around Monza.
All right, we've got Johan Vandenbelt in the GSRC Formula 3, so let's do a lap around Monza. Down the front stretch towards the Rettifilio chicane, this is going to be a very common place for overtakes. It's not just the draft that will bring battles about, but the heavy braking presents a challenge as to who dares wait until latest. Be careful not to cut too far in on the first apex, or else you could get a slowdown penalty. From out of there, drivers will have to bleed onto the power and avoid wheel spin to keep from being vulnerable. Because as you pick up speed around the Curva Grande, you're in the same situation all over again. The slipstream will give someone the chance to attack. Hold the car off to the right and be ready for Della Rogia. Much like the first chicane, you can't get too greedy at the first apex, and then the tall sausage curb at the second one holds plenty of danger if you hit it too hard. Now you come up to the first Lesmo, which carries a fair bit of banking. The exit allows you to swing all the way out onto the AstroTurf, so try your best to use it to help keep up your momentum. Then, before you know it, you've hit the second Lesmo, where you've got to be brave and climb up on that inside curb. Once again, drivers who carry speed off the corner will find much better lap times. And while this long run down to Ascari will see battles brew up and erupt, this final chicane is much quicker than the previous two. And the black and yellow curbs will play havoc with the car, easily damaging it if you clatter over them. That dumps you onto the stretch towards the Parabolica. This might seem like an ideal place to pass, but my advice would be to wait for a better opportunity on the front stretch. It's always easier to pass on a straight than to try to go wheel to wheel around a swift corner. By now we're on the pit straight once again, so let the car drift across to the left and hopefully you've now finished a lap around Monza.
And that's how you lay it down in the GSRC Dallara F3 here at Monza. Now, the Precision Racing League Formula 3 Series this season is brought to you by Apex Button Box. This season, all the drivers who complete at least 8 races will be entered into a random drawing to receive a free button box. That's right, free! Free means free, folks. It is Apex Button Box's goal to be able to provide an affordable, reliable button box to those who do not have the time or materials to create their own. To find out how you can get your hands on one, go to their Facebook page, please. Just type in Apex Button Box in your Facebook search bar. You'll find them. You can't miss them. They've got button boxes all over the page, and they're giving one away free here this season in the Precision Racing League Formula 3 Series. Now, John, we're going to talk about the championship real quick. We'll start with the drivers. Very, very tight here at the top, going in around 6. Michael Overbay leads Andres Espinosa, who is rising with a bullet, folks. Yes, in the music industry, we call that moving up the board pretty quick. And he's up 2 spots, just nipping at the wing of Michael Overbay. We got Jose Malbrin and David Holland all taking a tumble because of Espinosa's charge here. Gritzko hanging out back there in 5th. So right now, the driver to look out for, Espinosa. Been awful fast in practice, awful fast in qualifying right now. It's P3 on the board. Let's look at the team standings now. And it is Geodesic, Alpine Stars, Geodesic Racing at the top still. Leadfoot still having a great season here this season with Gritzko, Holland, and Lyndon Swaby. Holland at the top of the board right now in qualifying. That doesn't hurt for Leadfoot. Crash for Cash. It's not Clash of the Titans. Crash for Cash sitting there in 3rd. Look who's sitting right behind him. SRT, Esport, East, and Ford Bike Racing are both well within reach, John. We still, like I said earlier, we're halfway through this season, but we've still got a lot of racing to go. Why don't you tell the folks that are here for the first time on the iRacing Esports Network what we're doing this evening here?
What we're doing. All right, like Sean said, we're here at Monza, round 6 of 10. Now, these drivers have a drop, and as Sean mentioned early on in the show, I think a lot of these drivers may use that in last week's race. Hopefully, we don't have the same attrition rate that we had there in Bathurst. The car they're using is the Dallara F3. Setups are open. So these drivers get to choose, hey, do I want a high downforce and go slower, but I stick in the corners, or do I want a light downforce and, go straight out and all out on these straightaways, but maybe not so good on the mechanical grip in the corners. So it's up to each of these drivers to adjust accordingly. Race distance, 45 minutes. One pit stop will be mandatory for these guys. Incident cap 20. Ooh, man, Sean, we saw last week 20 could be eaten up within 2 laps. Hopefully that's not the case here this evening.
Hopefully not, John. And we want to remind everybody that we are broadcasting here on the iRacing Esports Network this evening. Yes, the Global SimRacing Channel is part of a small group of broadcasters that have been kind of brought into the iRacing family here on their network. And boy, we sure enjoy being here every week and bringing this hot Formula 3 action. Of course, the Dallara F3, one of the newer cars on iRacing. And we are proud to showcase that here week in, week out here on ISN Thursday nights with the Precision Racing League. So if you haven't subbed to ISN yet, well, do it now. If you're on their YouTube page watching this broadcast, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it before. Over 23,000 have done what you need to do now and hit that subscribe button. Now, so we got the subs out of the way, John. It's qualifying just over 5 minutes to go. We were looking at the lap times in practice. About a 4-second gap separates the field right now, which is just under 30 drivers. John, it's a little hot. We haven't talked about the weather. That many drivers, 30 cars here tonight, 110 degrees. Is that going to wreak havoc down in the turn 1?
Well, first off, Mom called. She wants you to call her right after this broadcast. Okay? She wants to talk to you. Okay. So, yes, you mentioned the track temperature, 110 degrees. Well, what will it do to these guys? It will be fine as long as the tempers in these drivers' head don't get above 110 degrees. If it does, then it could play havoc with this race and these drivers. So I think, the track temperature will be good on these hand-cooked tires. We saw last week, these tires actually hold up really good, and Bathurst was a demanding track. So I think here we'll see the same thing. You've got to get temperature built up quickly in these things. So I think we'll be good on the track temp, Sean.
All right, and it's something you and I were talking about in pre-race here at Monza. We're talking about strategic areas to make passes. Well, it's very obvious that the front straight is obviously a great passing zone. But what we really focused on were the chicanes, specifically Retifiglio and then down to Della Roggia, outbraking your opponents, getting in there and making a strategic move into those chicanes. It's going to really be a big deal tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it. Outbraking is going to be the number one way to pass drivers here. More so probably in turn 1, but also look, going into 8, 9, and 10, the chicane area. But these guys have to get a good run off of 11 in order to get that chance to outbrake them. These cars actually draft really well. They slipstream, ergonomically. But when you get out to the left, the side draft does not play a big factor in them, and they kind of stall out. So that's why I think the outbraking is going to be the key to winning this race tonight.
All right, well, let's go to the brakes then. How good are the brakes on this car?
Brakes are really good. It's a light car. The tire to power ratio is extremely well designed. The problem is not really necessarily going to be braking. It's when you try to pass someone and who can modulate, we talked about it earlier, who can modulate that throttle, because that is going to be key to get up through the gearbox. If someone gets on that throttle too hard, too fast, well, they're going to go for a loop.
Glitter Pants on screen right now, only 23rd. Now, I don't know how many laps has he got in? He's got 3 laps in, so Jefferson Padovani right now struggling here with getting that car set up to run fast here at Monza.
Well, Glitter Pants kind of does this, during practice. He kind of he doesn't show his cards, Sean. So when that green flag drops, hopefully he has a better turn 1 than he did last week at Bathurst. But probably look for Padovani to get up there, and there he goes. He's now in 5th.
Yes, much for that. The rumors of his demise were highly over-exaggerated there. So Padovani finally getting a good one in. He's got, in fact, time to get 2 more in here, I think, if he wants it. But at the top of the board currently is Holland, who was fast in practice. He's fast on track, and a P1 effort right now with a 142.3. Overbay 0.3 of a second behind, but still out there trying to maybe get himself on the pole here. John, let's see, Redifilio, that first chicane. Listen, it's a right-hander. Where do you really want to start going into that first chicane?
Well, obviously you want to start on the outside or the right side of the front row. That's going to be the ideal spot. But the biggest thing is these drivers really need to be conservative on that first lap in that first corner. We're looking at the practice times here of the top 10, and these drivers, they race with each other every week, week in and week out. So hopefully, the top 5 or 6 will kind of be level-headed going through that first turn. My fear, though, Sean, and hopefully this doesn't come true, but my fear is that everybody from 6th place back, if they don't get in a rhythm before they get to that first lap, first corner, there are going to be some big incidents there.
Yeah, I agree with you now. Francisco Montini here trying to burn a good one down before qualifying ends. He's going to get across the line before qualifying ends, so get another crack at it, but this may be a hot one. We'll see. Montini out of Parabolica coming out, and he goes in the pits. Thank you very much. All right. There we go. We'll pick up Espinosa instead. Andres Espinosa, your point leader. There he goes. And did it count? Yeah, it was a slow lap, so there we go. All right, John. Qualifying time running out, so a lot of cars still on track, still trying to get their optimum lap here. Lap times again down in the low 140s. Here we go. Christian Gritzko coming around. Let's see what he pulls off here, John.
Let's see what the Grits can do here.
Grits on a good one. Not good enough. Just short.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the discrepancies between the setups right now, Sean. The low downforce, the medium, high downforce. I don't think anyone's going to go out there with a high, but certainly the medium is probably going to be the majority of the ruler here.
All right, now we've seen where we picked up Andy Spicer. He's sitting kind of in the middle of the field right now. Let's see what he can get here. Maybe get up into the top 10. He's got a good lap going out of Parabolica, and he's going to come to the pits. Okay. There's Padavani. One more time, and he's going to pit that geodesy.
Sean, you're calling the pit strategies just incredibly tonight. You're doing
John.
awesome.
Andres Espinosa, will he finish?
Will he pit? Will he pit, Sean?
I think he needs tires, John. I think he's coming in. He's out of Parabolica. No, he's going for the line. And across the line. Let's see. Ooh, just missed his fastest time there, and that'll keep him in P5. But John, that's pretty exciting. I think everybody's in. Well, no, let's see. We got the 16 still out there. Let's see.
That File out there, I think.
Mark File, yeah, there we go. Here's David Hebert coming around. That's the 16. He's sitting back in P24 right now, looking for a little bit more. Going to be better than a 147. It's a 147.3.
Yeah, good for him. He kind of picked it up there.
And that's it, Jay. Everybody done here in qualifying at Monza. Let's get through the starting grid. What do you say?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right. Round 6, the Precision Racing League here at Monza. David Holland gets your pole. Michael Overbay there in P2. Row 2 going to be set out with Kevin Santana in the 666. Francisco Montini in the 06 tonight will start 4th. Row 3, Andres Espinosa and Glitter Pants will start 6th in a number 69. Row 4, Jerome Berthune, the boss, starting 7th. Daniel Zegers will start 8th. Row 5, Christian Gritzko, old Gritz, sitting there in the number 28. And Nick Dell in his Dallara F3, the number 58, will start 10th, John.
Starting 11th, Marco Oliveira. Outside of him, Eric Luke And on the 7th row, we have Jay Steffi. On the outside of him, Aaron Webb. Lyndon Swaby will be starting in row 8. And the outside of him, Andy Spicer. Row 9, Danny Duchesne starting 17th. And 18th, the Samurai, Takeshi Kita. In row 10, Charles Sumner starting 19th. And outside of him, Andrew Wood.
All right, John, here's the rest of the field. Row 11, Daniel Barnett. Mark File, there he is, the number 77 in 22nd. Row 12, Phil Gilman with us this evening, number 96. David Abear will start 24th. Row 13, going to be Paul Wildridge next to Matt Gunderson. In the last row, 28, Delar F3 side here in the Precision Racing League. Ty Gore and Craig Holden in the number 70 from New England. Craig from New England. Have we seen Craig before? I don't remember seeing Craig. I don't know if he's going to start this race. We'll see. But here we go, John. Everybody on the grid getting ready to go here. We still got a few drivers taking their time to get ready. There's no rush, guys. No rush. So the weather is beautiful here in Italy. The cars get ready to go, starting to fire up the motors on these Dallara F3s. Sound like a pack of hornets coming at you, John, when they're roaring down the front straightaway. Yeah, something like that, exactly. And again, we're still waiting for a couple drivers. Danny Duchesne still looking to get in his ride here. I think we are just about ready to go as I check in on the field. Great racing here in Monza this evening. Italy is the scene. The Dallara F3 is the vessel of choice here in the Precision Racing League. As we get ready to go green, the lights are up. The field is ready. And here we go, folks. We're mean green and underway here at Autodromo Nazionale Monza. And David Holland gets a great start down into the first chicane. Here we go. Everybody fighting for the same piece of real estate. 3 wide, just behind the first 2. Everybody shuffling in. Let's see if they get through with a start here clean. So far, so good, John. Everybody stepping through Rettifilio here with great caution as they head on to Grande. Curva Grande and down to the Della Roggia chicane now. Chicane number 2 on the way. They're battling for 4th place.
Yeah, look at Andre Espinoza. Up 2 spots already, Sean, going through 4 and 5 here. Let's see what he can do through the Lesmos.
Got a couple of cars off. I think it was Andy Spicer, maybe Aaron Webb back there having trouble in the chicane. We'll bookmark that, get back to it. Now we're down through the Lesmos, John.
Yeah, these guys have done a really good job. Look at them, single file, and that's kind of where you need to be. You know, get that temperature up in these tires this first couple of laps.
This is
but
the
man, David
spot.
Holland has checked out already.
Yeah, he really kind of has, and it's really one of the trickiest spots on track for me coming up to Ascari. Fast chicane here. If you get it just right, you're a winner. You miss it, you're in the wall, in that Armco barrier off to the left or to the right, and everybody making it through there with pretty good success so far. John, they've made it to Parabolic already, screaming for the start-finish line here to complete lap 1 at Monza.
Yeah, everyone's getting to that corner really good. You know, we got some tight battles back here with Jerome, Delp, Eric Luke, Oliveira. These guys are, man, they're looking like this is the last lap here.
Andy Wood and Takeshi Kita back there, 15th and 16th. They have brought themselves along up several spots. Padovani, Jefferson just got by Francisco Montini. It's a nice pass. Good battle, and it sees Padovani, Gold Glitter Pants, already picking up a spot here early into the top 5.
Yeah, we talked about it, Sean. Padovani did exactly what we discussed, and that was he outbraked Montini to get that position. And so these guys, you know, already starting to think, okay, we need to hurry up and get up to the leader because Holland is checking out.
Yeah, and John, we got a driver off back there in the chicane, picking this up now. Was that Sumner? Yes, Sumner was actually trying to make a move on David Abear, and it cost him. John, let's go to that replay there on the first lap here real quick and look at that incident. It was Andy Spicer and Aaron Webb getting into it there. Here in the Lesmos.
No, actually, they're coming up to 4 and 5 here.
Yeah, they are. They hadn't made it that far yet.
Yeah, it was, well, we had a driver there that tried to outbrake, but you know, if you're on the inside taking a left-hander, you've got to move more real estate than that. So that was just a tough deal for both those drivers.
Yeah, I'll take this shot from above here.
Yeah, we see Spicer here looking to the inside. You know, he's got a good run, but again, this is a left-hander. He broke a little bit too early, and it just barely clipped the left rear of Webb.
And then T-Bone's in there to boot, and that's going to hurt pace, I'm sure. And we got to move up at the front. Espinosa getting by Overbay, John. As we come back live.
Yeah, right now I am watching this battle between Jerome, Nicholas Delp, and Eric Luke.
Yeah.
They are 3 and 4 wide currently.
Yeah, those guys are doing crazy stuff here right now. Jerome giving way there to Luke, letting him get by. He decided to take the safe way through the turn there, John.
Yeah, and you know, obviously that's what you want to do, right? You don't want to hold up the guys behind you, and obviously the people in front of you are just taking off. So, got another good battle here between Gritzko and Zegers for 7th position.
Yeah, Gritzko and Ziggers both up a couple of positions themselves. Really not seeing much of a slipstream there on the straightaway, though, John. It didn't seem like Gritzko really picked anything up there.
Yeah, but you saw there in Parabolica, he went really wide. He's looking to get that extremely long, good launch down this front straightaway. Let's see if he can outbrake him.
Swaby got getting overtaken here.
Here's the battle into one we can watch between these two. Let's see if Swaby can get it.
Oh, just in front of them, that was Jerome Berthum going through the safety lane there. Comes right back out of the battle as they scream by. Let's go to the replay here. I think Jerome just misses his, gets caught out there a little deep, a little late, and decides, you know what, I got traffic to the inside of me here. Yeah, he's just late on it, and he couldn't turn in. He knew that. Makes his way around the barriers, minimizes the damage here in the loss of positions. It gets, like I said, right back out of the battle. Finds himself behind Steffi and Swaby now, who were just following. So no harm, no foul, just positions lost for Jerome Berthum, already down 7 spots here early on in this race. Up front, Holland trying to run away with this race, John.
Yeah, but you know, we saw the points, and Andre Espinoza, he was up, what, Sean, 2 spots? 3 spots in the points?
Yeah, two spots up the board, yeah.
Well, he's taken 3 spots in this race, and he's currently in second, and he is looking extremely strong. Now, Holland's got the clean track. He's got the clean air. Last time by, he turned a 1:43.2. This time, he turned the same lap time. But Andre Espinoza had to fight with the car behind him, a Overbay. So let's see now that Andre is out in second, what he can do.
Santana stepping out, John, right inside Padavani. Padavani got to let him go. Just let him have it. Didn't want to fight. Now Padavani's got to work out. There's Grits right behind him. Now Padavani got to fight again on the outside. Try and take him down in the parrot. Said parabolic. I didn't mean the curve for Grande. Here they go, John, side by side down to the chicane. Who's going to win this one under the bridge?
Well, I think Santana and Padavani, they both learned something last week, and that is to give each other room, considering both of them went out on the first lap, first corner. So they're racing each other good right now. Just great battles, really, all the way around here.
And they're wheel to wheel right behind him, John Zegers. Gritzko. Oh, baby.
Ritz got him coming out of
Yeah, he
the
did.
Lesmos.
Ooh, babe. Somebody just had a problem back in De La Rosa. I didn't catch who it was. Was it Jerome back there?
Yeah, Jerome is in the pits. Here we are on replay. Let's take a look at this, Sean. He goes through Curva Grande here, going into 4 and 5. Well, so there it is. It's that modulation of that throttle.
Yeah.
You just got to.
And that was Wildridge right in front of him, Johnny, that had spun just before him. And Wildridge took heavy damage because that car was crabbing really, really bad after it.
Well, he was fine right there, you know, just a self-spin, no harm, no foul. He's got, he's got an oncomer there, and he gets back into the gas here too hard, and bam, right into the wall.
And that cripples his car. Cripples his car, unfortunately.
Guys.
Oh, Daniel Zegers. Zegers fighting for positions, loses it, John. Got a replay of that. Just too much on the brakes, John.
Yeah.
Eric Luke did a really, was it Luke? No, it wasn't Luke. It was Christian Gritz. Gritz just misses him, gets on the binders. Here's where he's going to lose it. Coming down into the chicane here. Tries to outbrake him, gets on it a little too hard, comes around. Gritz stops it right in the middle of the track, lets it back up, gets back underway. Gonna lose precious time up there to Francisco Montini, though, John.
Yeah, precious time, by the way. Kevin Santana and Padovani, man, they have a battle going on, a fierce battle. Each driver giving each other room, but still, it has been a tight battle through the Curva Grande, through the Lesmos, now through the chicane. Let's see if Santana can get that run here.
A couple of teammates fighting out. And John, I think this run that we're looking for, you know, another thing you and I were talking about in the pre-race were downforce settings, and there's 3 of them on the F3. We don't know what everybody's running because they're not divulging it to us. And when we're looking for slipstream, maybe what we're seeing is a difference in downforce settings that driver preference dictate, and that could be costing some of these guys time. But here we go, Santana looking for that run. Oh no, back in the. I'm sorry, I missed that. Was that Jay Steffi and Lyndon Swaby, right? It was Gritzko being passed by Eric Luke. My bad. Back to Overbay and Espinosa, John.
Yeah, and Santana just took that position away from Padovani. Yeah, you talked about the setup, Sean. Yeah, the 3 settings, low, medium, and high downforce. But I think the bigger of the 3 is camber, meaning that, you know, in order to be fast, you want negative camber. But because you're braking so hard, too much negative camber can cost you to lock the wheels up. So I think that's another thing they're probably fighting.
John, after we come out of this replay here, watching this spin, Christian Gritzko just had a big problem. Big spin for Gritzko, and he gets hit after the spin. Big damage for Gritzko. All that happening right down in back in De La Rosa. More trouble there this evening. That's the 3rd or 4th big incident we've seen with in De La Rosa tonight, John.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay here, Sean. Looks like he had a self-spin. Okay. Yeah. Gets on the gas. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that hurt my back just watching that.
Yeah,
and he's better off taking a tow. He's trying to limp around this track right now, but I think he's causing more harm to himself and others. He may just, you know, pull off to the side here because that thing is walking sideways.
It really is, Johnny. Just got a little bit further to go here to get to the pit. Car's going to need a little bit of repair. Man, I just checked up on Holland and John. I don't want to say walk in the park, but Man, he's still gapping Grits Overbay here pretty well, and Espinoza they're still tied up in a bit of a fight that's spread out a little bit. But Holland is really on a magnificent run here in Italy. The Texan really showing his prowess here on the Italian road course.
Well, Texans love Italians, so this.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. But keep an eye on Andre Espinoza. I think he may have learned something past 2 races. He was fast, but yet he worked through his tires, kind of wore them out early on in the race. I think he's being a smart right now and just kind of saving his stuff, keeping Holland and Overbay in front of him, just to make sure we still have a sniff, but hold on to those precious tires so that he has something at the end here. We still have another, 31 minutes of racing to go?
31 minutes at a pit stop. If you're just joining us, there will be a pit stop involved. They don't have enough fuel to make the end of this race. Limited fuel supply here in the Dallara F3 is set by the league. But, John, that pit stop could be critical. This is a brutal pit lane. It's a long ride. You're on that pit limiter. I think it's, 35 miles an hour. You don't hit your box perfectly. You cost yourself time. The pit stops in these cars are quick. Francisco Montini going to find out how quick as he's the first one in, John.
Yeah, so David Holland now, he's the engineer, so he may have an upper hand on these guys as he's trying to prepare to know how much fuel he should take.
You would think an engineer has everything it's all figured out, everything right down to the finite measure. I guess we're gonna test his engineering prowess tonight here at Monza. Never really known Monza to be a bit of a fuel mileage track, John. I think the strategy here should be pretty straightforward this evening. I don't know. What are your impressions on that?
Well, it depends where you are on the track. Someone like Espinoza, who's, has the leaders in sight, you kind of want to stay there. Holland and Overbay are kind of going to dictate what Espinoza does, and the same thing for Santana. So look for those guys behind Overbay to kind of do whatever Overbay and Holland do.
I think Santana is starting to feel the pressure of the weight of glitter pants here breathing down his neck. Kevin back there looked like he was maybe overdriving it just a little bit. Glitter pants going to come around, take the inside, going into Parabolica. Is he going to get crossed over? Santana going to take a look at it, and no, he's going to get caught in the wake. Can't do it there. Going to look for the front straight as they both come down. He steps out of the slipstream. They'll be side by side down the front straight here at Monza, heading down into Rettifilio. We've seen several battles already down here tonight, John, and it does look like, Santana hard on the binders. John, the car had stalled out. He had a decision to make. He got on him a little bit too late there. Locks him up.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's a smart call to do right now, is just kind of wearing those front tires out. But at the same time, I do understand the fierce battle between a podium position.
Man, tell you what, that was so close. He almost took the rear wing off of Glitter Pants there. Wow, close.
I think
close moment for Santana.
I think Glitter Pants are actually made here in Italy, Sean.
I think you might be right. We'll have to try and confirm that. There may be a manufacturer. Our director right up there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the same thing. Our director with a great comment. Yeah.
Well, finish the thought. Okay. All right. I'm moving on. Hey, Gunderson Wood. Just outside the top 10, battling for P13, John, as the battles start to spread out up front. Some of the battles in the back are getting interesting. Gunderson and Wood, one of them right now. Wood all over Gunderson. They're both several spots up, but it's Gunderson right now who is the hard charger of this race, John. He started 26th tonight. The Canadian really has it dialed in here at Monza.
Yeah, he's made great strides at moving up 13 positions. Another battle here. Here's a driver that just recovered from a spin and a hard hit, is Charles Sumner in 18th. He's putting the pressure right now on Phil. That's the Giolman there.
Yeah, Phil Giolman right now up 6 spots himself, sitting there now. Charles had Of course, taking some damage on the car, but right now, pretty good pace to keep up with Gilman. Another pit stop, John, as Andrew Wood comes on down the lane. Again, Francisco Montini was our first pitter. It was 11.3 seconds in the box. And now we have Andrew Wood there. Tyler Gore going to go around. Montini going to go around and still lead everybody that's pit this race so far.
Yeah, you're seeing some of these drivers pit, and it's a good call for them because they don't have a battle in front and they don't have a battle behind them. Why not go ahead and get that pit stop taken care of now?
Going around. Sumner dives for the emergency, the safety lane there. Both of them missed the chicane, and that allows Danny Duchesne and Daniel Sagers to go by. Not quite. Gilman in a battle with them now, actually. Gilman trying to hold on. There goes Duchesne. Duchesne going to outbreak everybody, John, down into the chicane. There you go. Duchesne into the chicane. How about that?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Hey, let's talk about our guy, Sean the Samurai. Up 7 spots in 11th position. Minding his own business. He's got about 3 seconds over Mark File right now and chasing down Swaby.
Yeah, Takeshi's had a solid run so far. He's sitting just outside the top 10. He's chasing Lyndon Swaby right now, who's in that battle up there with Jay Steffi, but Steffi's put some distance between him now. It's Kita getting a great run down the front straightaway. On board with Duchesne here. Watching this replay now. Canada's own Danny Duchesne coming down under the bridge into the chicane like we've seen all night. This is really where the battles are happening. But back to Kita, John. Kita has found Lyndon Swaby. Or no, that's a lapped car, actually. That's David Hebert. Hebert off pace. I looked at my timing and scoring. I said, wait a minute, he's too far away. Hebert going to get out of the way, let Kita continue on his run. Kita's got that to 2 seconds, John.
You know, we talked about it before we went live, Sean. Takeshi has had some very consistent runs here of late in this F3 car. I think this may be a car he really enjoys and is comfortable in.
He has shown good pace in the Dallara, and you know what? It has. We did talk about it. It's just how this has really been one of his best seasons in recent memory. So we're not going to talk about it much more. We're gonna move off of him because I really don't want to jinx the poor guy.
Yeah, and you're good at that. So meanwhile, David Holland has a 4-second lead over Overbay right now. He's just steadily ripping off about 0.4 a lap over these guys. Andre Espinoza is still in 3rd. Padavani Glitterpants in 4th. Kevin Santana in 5th.
John, Padavani, and I don't know if maybe you want to look at a lap comparison here, but Padavani is closing Espinoza. He is doing it with regular pace too, and I mean every lap here, the last several, it has been Padavani continuing to creep up here on the gearbox of Andres Espinoza. And there you go, John.
He's about 0.4 quicker that last time by. So, yeah, he's don't think he's got the slipstream. I just think he's got the drive to get up there and get a hold of Andre Espinoza in 3rd.
Glitter Pants looking for some glory, baby. Hadn't had any here recently, so it's what have you done for me lately? Not much. Let's see what he's got tonight. 23 minutes to go and dropping.
Paul Abdul. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Make a Paula Abdul reference on the air, did we? May have to pay her for that, you know. I'm just saying. It's coming out of your check, not mine. Oh no, Francisco Montini with trouble. John, oh jeez, you know where it was? 2 guesses.
4 and 5.
Della and Rosia, yes. Which we identified rhymes with Logia, the late great Robert Logia. as we watch the spin here on screen. Just got in a little too fast. Gets on the brakes, straightens it
Sean,
up.
did you ever see the boots he had? They were incredible boots.
He had. Here we go, John. The pit stop starting to fall. Here we go. Some of our fast drivers from within the top 10. Santana, Luke, both in, both out. Looks like Santana going to get it first. It's a nice pit by Santana.
Yeah, only 0.3 difference between cone to cone there.
All right, so Santana going to lead everybody. Now, Ty Gore, I see him rolling down. So Luke has got some work to do now. He's got the car of Matthew Gunderson between him and Kevin now. Gunderson's still looking for that first pit stop.
Sean Padovani is there. He's on the cufflinks or the cuffs of Andre Espinoza right now. He's got that slipstream. Let's see what he can do in Parabolica. He goes really wide to get that good run off of there, down that long straightaway. This would be a good time for Espinoza to pit, would be next time by. He's got a car putting pressure on behind him. He can break up this cycle by pitting.
Get him that clean track and empty mirror to deal with again, like he was dealing with in the early part of this race.
Yeah, Padovani is just, he's incredible in the braking zones. He literally gains up about 10 to 12 car lengths.
Yeah, you see it right there after they just got through there, John. I mean, geez, he went deep into Redifilio, and look at all the spots. He's now right up there, there on the wing, practically coming out of the chicane.
Yeah, let's see what he does to the Lesmos. Not really a braking corner, more of a finesse corner. So he may have a shot in the Iscari chicanes, but I think, again, if I'm Espinoza, I'm wanting that rear view mirror clear. I'm wanting that track in front of me clear as they come up on a slower car. I think I would pit this time.
You're making the call. I'll go with that. I'm not going to disagree with you. Got to get one of those pit stops in here at some point. This might be a great time. I like the strategy. The top 10 all still need to pit here. Espinoza a little slow here through Ascari.
Yeah, he's also slow through Parabolica, which tells me that he's running a low downforce car compared to, Padovani. And he does not opt to go into pit lane.
Not yet. And surprisingly enough, John, Padovani's fallen off a little bit. Still got some good battles within the top 10. As I said a moment ago, the top 10 still all needing to pit. Kita, File. Nick Delp just went in ahead of them as they come through Parabolica now. Kita being chased by Mark File.
Oliveira following Delp into pit lane.
And several, and in fact, Mark File decided to come down as well. So much for that battle. Kita stays out.
Yeah. So I'm going to go on record. These guys have to pit in the next 2 laps. If they don't, someone's going to be, walking around this beautiful facility.
Yeah. Well, Kita has caught Swaby and Steffi at this point. I mean, he is right there within a second of both of them. And all 3 of them need to come into pit. So this is a good time for Takeshi to pick up more spots here.
The crash for cash vehicle there on the Samurai's car.
Not the Clash for Cash car, right? It's Crash for Cash?
No, I don't do the whole Titans thing like
Yes,
you.
sorry. Robert Loggia was not in that movie, by the way. Again, continuing our theme of, things that sound like De La Rocha. So I tried. All right, Holland.
All right, here we go.
Overbay.
In the pits.
Espinoza. Padavani. Oh, come down the pit lane, John.
All right, let's see who gets the good pit stops here. Overbay obviously in first with about a 5-second lead. Let's see what their total times are.
Holland in his box already. And away. Holland is out. John, 4.6 seconds in the stall for Holland. Overbay, 5.1 seconds in the box. There go Jay Steffi, Lyndon Swaby, and the Samurai all make their way to the pit lane. Santana comes around.
Andre Espinoza kind of got the short end of that pit stop. He was a second slower than Padavani, and you can see it on the track right now.
Yeah, tough stop for him, indeed. Let's stay here with this battle, John. Espinoza.
Now, so you
Mirror
can
just
see
full of
Espinoza.
Padavani.
Yeah, he's driving defensively, going through 4 and 5 there. He's feeling the pressure of Padavani. It's up to Glitter Pants to make sure he can execute that pass when and if it comes. There's one
John,
thing to catch someone, next to pass them, right?
Let's go back to P9. It's an absolute hornet's nest back here. Jay Steffi, Francisco Montini, Takeshi Kita, Lyndon Swaby, all battling for the spot. They somehow all managed to get back out on track together.
Oh man, they're going too wide. Oh, he goes in hot there.
That was a lap car, I think. There, that yeah, that was because Steffi, Montini, Takita, Swaby all continue on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was it might have been Daniel Barnett or Phil Gilman back there. But man, back to the battle on screen, John. Look at this. 15 minutes to go, and we got a hot one.
Oh, and there's
Montini.
a pass on the NC. Montini on the inside, looking to do the Ascari chicane here.
Good job by Francisco Montini. I thought he was going off, John. Oh, Padavani, Espinoza. Sorry, just missed it. Glitter Pants pass, and Espinoza coming down the front straight. They've gone back and forth.
Remember, Padavani's strong in the out-braking zone, but he struggles down these high-speed straightaways and corners. Let's see what... ooh, and they get close. They touch.
Oh, I don't see any kissing going on.
Oh, Padavani gets out.
Glitter Pants loses it. He's going to lose that one for now. He's got work to do, John, and plenty of time to do it. Still 14 minutes left.
Let's watch this replay of Espinoza trying to take over that position from Padavani. Excuse me.
Ooh.
Right.
There's the contact.
Right rear to left front. Right front and to left front.
that might have been I think that might have been a little bit of net code involved there. But boy, what a spirited battle nonetheless. John, they're still battling back in the field back here. Swaby, Siggers, absolute madness. Steffi, File, all in this mix. File's the one that gets left behind in the battle.
Yeah, but you see who came out the front there, the Samurai.
I would say he's slicing and dicing his way through the field at the moment, John, after that pit stop. Takeshi Kita, P10.
Zegers and Swaby. Man, what a great battle they're having.
Yeah. This is fun. Are we worried about
and look behind them, Steffi and File going after it too.
They picked a great time to get racing here with just under 13 minutes to go. Probably about 8 laps left here at the line.
Boy, this is like a copy repeat with both of these battles going on here. Slipstream and going to the inside. Both of these. Let's see what happens.
Swaby to the inside of Ziggers, and Swaby's going to get it worked out.
Oh!
Steffi off.
Steffi.
Oh.
We're hearing that Padavani had a problem here, Sean.
Yeah, I'm going to try and pick it up. Oh, John. He hit way too much of the curb. Way too much into the curb. Coming into De La Rosia. That's going to get him around and lose him precious time. It didn't lose him a spot, but it did lose him time, John. Here we go, on board, under the bridge. Down to the 100, on the hammer. Onto the brakes, over the curb on the inside there, John, and a little bit too much, and he picks up a little bit of damage on the right front.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Glitter Pants there.
That's, that's 8.5 seconds worth of time lost on track to Espinoza now, who got to think about trying to catch Overbay. I don't know if he can do it. There's about just under 3 seconds between them.
Sean, this battle with Swaby and Zegers is just incredible. You know, and you got File in there too. He's
Zegers. I just going to say Zegers was just all the way out in the dirt there out of the last Lesmo.
That car is sideways on Swaby.
Yeah, he's got the tongue hanging out on it, doesn't he? Look at him go. Gets in the slipstream, comes around.
And Mark's back there saying, hey, I'll take it through first with you two guys out of the way when you crash.
Well, I mean, it's potential for a top 10 here. Still plenty of time to go get that spot from Kita. They fight too hard, though. They're going to lose Kita. They're already doing it. Kita's starting to drop them. About 1.5 seconds.
Kita is fighting Montini right now to the outside, going into 4 and 5 here of De La Rosa. Great pass by the Samurai.
Another ringy dingy.
Did you just say ringy dingy?
I did say ringy dingy. Yes, that's I owe that one to our director, or well, we all owe it to Saturday Night Live, but mainly to my director. So, John, Kita, certainly not the biggest mover of the race, but one of them indeed. He leads this entire pack. He left them all fighting behind him.
And I tell you what, he's fighting and still turning 144s around this track. If he can get that clean air, which he has now, let's see what he can do. He's loving these guys, Zegers and File, behind him fighting. Or Montini, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zegers getting the move there on Montini. Montini right up under him. Left front, right rear, John.
What a slide job there by Zegers.
That's not over. Here we go. Montini going to take a look at it? No, he's going to stay. Dude, Santana and Luke is becoming a thing up there, John. Eric's catching him. In fact, I'd say Kevin's car is a little off pace right now. Eric has reeled him in short order. And it was second difference on the last lap.
Yeah, let's see. Speaking of last laps, David Holland just turned a 143.4, and the fight we're fighting, or the battle we're watching right now, they're turning 145s. So Holland's out for a qualifying record pace here.
Here comes Eric with the move, John. He's just going to take it right there. There was no outbraking, nothing involved with that. Santana going to look to maybe cross him back over, but it's just not there. Luke has got the pace.
Yeah, it looks like Santana's got some right front wing damage. I don't know where he picked that up. Probably outbraking someone into one. Got a lap car in front of him there.
Kita just picked up another spot, gets around Zegers. No, he's getting that spot back, actually. I'm sorry. No, those two continue to fight. It's a fight down the front stretch.
I think Takesha is just wanting camera time right now.
Yeah, right?
He's showing a faster pace than this. Boy, as Zegers, he gets it loose there coming back onto that throttle.
And Swaby's dropped off a little bit back there, but watch out, because Swaby still has, I would say, Montani's slipstream up there. He's not out of this thing. Oh, we got a spinner on screen. Right in front of the battle. Is that Marco Oliveira? I think it was, right? Yeah, Marco Oliveira with trouble. Everybody trying to come through.
Kind of stacks those cars up behind Takeshi right there. It's going to slow them up for
File.
catching up.
File out broke Oliveira, got the spot. File going for more back here. Checking the replay here, John. Here's the spin. Right in front of the battle we've been watching.
Just like Padovani, same spot, getting a little bit too much of that curb.
Yeah, that
Doing the
inside curb's been
three-point
killing.
turn there.
Yeah. Take it back live. We might as well go back to the battle.
Oh, and Santana spins it hard, coming out of 2.
Too much throttle, John. I just looked at it. I think he got a little bit of too much of that loud pedal there.
Yeah, he broke that egg underneath that gas pedal.
Yeah, I think so. Red Filio eats him up.
Hits his curb hard, and then he just gets back in that gas too hard and just loops it. Man, he lost two positions there. Zegers, we're hearing, has had a problem.
Yeah, he pit, John. I don't know what the problem was there, honestly.
Maybe he shortchanged his fuel.
Missed the
His
mark on
fueling
fuel.
there.
Possibly, yeah. We might have missed that. Man, I just saw Matthew Gunderson picking up another spot back there. Gunderson's up 13 tonight, John. He just got by Steffi.
Yeah, Matthew had a great. He's having a great evening.
I don't know.
Like
I
you said, he's up 13th from 26.
can't remember if he put in a qualifying time or not, actually. Still a great effort here tonight. Man, Takeshi Kita is in the fight of his life here, John. He really is. Just got out of a scoring. He's got company and he's got trouble because here comes Mark File. Gonna try and do it the long way.
Samurai has the inside line there. If he can get up in front, just kind of drift up high there. Oh, but File's going to have the run and momentum coming out of Parabolica here. You see it. Real quick for our viewers, Holland, Overbay, Espinosa, and Padovani have not changed positions. Still first, second, third, and fourth. Oh, man, Mark File got on the gas a little bit too hard there, but he saved it. Great job by him.
Yeah, great save, but time lost to Takeda. I did it again. Takeshi Kita, here comes Oliveira. That's the third time this season I think I've done that. Here comes Oliveira trying to get the spot for File on the inside. File going to outbrake him, John. It does it well, very well. In fact, Oliveira a little bit too much off the throttle. There goes Montini.
Yeah. Takeda and Olive Garden here fighting for 8th, 9th, and 10th.
I have to see if I can get Takeshi to approve the Takeda nickname.
I don't know if he's going to know what that actually is, Sean.
Yeah,
Chili.
maybe not. This really has been the battle of the race, John, but it seems like we've been following him here for the whole second half. Or at least since the pit stops anyway. They all came in together except for Francisco Montini, who's at the back of this battle now. Montini actually came in a long time ago, almost 16 laps ago. That's right. Francisco was the first guy to peel off, now that I think about it, John, right?
I believe you're right, Sean.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't take tires along with the rester.
Yeah, he had trouble. He had trouble
When they come
early
by
in
this
race.
time, Sean.
John, I think I figured out why he'd been out so long. He needs fuel. Francisco's in. No longer part of that battle. Now it's just going to be Kita, File, and Marco Oliveira trying to hang on.
All right, so we have about, what do you say, 2 laps to go here?
I think
with
2 to go, yeah.
minute 45 to go?
Yeah, Holland coming down the back straight now, John, heading into Parabolica. He'll come across the line. I think that should give us about 1 to go. He'll come across the line here with just under a minute and a half.
Yeah, those guys have a good gap between them. I think they're going to finish first, second, third, and fourth. But the battle here is between File and Kita now, as File has just come up on the back of Kita.
Yeah, I wonder. Boy, I wonder.
Look at this run he has here, Sean.
Yeah.
Going
I
through
wonder
the
if she's nursing fuel, John. Is he nursing fuel?
I don't think so. He pitted right when the leaders did, so I think he's fine on fuel.
File's got him in the crosshairs here, John.
I think File is hunger.
Ooh.
Boy, Takita is driving defensively.
Got you doing it now, too. John, you look at the pit numbers. Takeshi's stop was really short, dude. He was only in the box for 4.9.
Sean, right now he needs 0.3 of a gallon to finish this last lap he's on.
Well, David Holland doesn't need much more than that. Holland actually, John, is on his way to Ascari. And what's been just a magical run. David Holland, the Texan, coming here tonight over to Italy, showing these boys how it's done.
Yes, sir. The Dallas Texan, David Holland, doing a great job. Michael Overbay coming in second this evening.
The trip around the world, John. Holland, Texas, Italy. And there's the victory for David Holland. Yeah, that'll give way to Michael Overbay. Let's go back to the battle, though, as Overbay, Espinosa all come across. Kita open it up on File a little bit now. File only about 7/10 back.
Yeah, File got loose there through the Lesmos, and I think he's run out of time here, unless the Samurai makes a mistake through the chicane.
Oh, Mark File, big mistake.
Yeah.
That's going to cost some spots, too. Oliveira going to come by. Lyndon Swaby goes by. We'll get back to it. Takeshi Kita going to get on by, John. And that's going to secure an 8th place spot for Takeshi Kita tonight. A great run. Tough luck there for File. Oliveira is going to get P9. Lyndon Swaby going to come across for P10. File going to have to settle for 11th. And Matthew Gunderson, 14 spots gained. Didn't take a qualifying run tonight, but a great race nonetheless for Gunderson. As we go to the replay here real quick, John, and we see where Mark File made his big mistake here on board.
Well, he made it back there through the Lesmos 1, but yeah, right now he knows he made a mistake. He's just fuming, and here he's going to make a huge mistake and get that front end airborne. Just a little outside.
Just a little bit. And it's time to head outside for a little break. A little time away here from the track. Let the drivers cool off. Let them get ready for an interview. Let us catch our breath here in Italy. We'll take you to a quick break here on the Global SimRacing Channel and the iRacing Esports Network. We'll be back in just a moment for all the results and driver interviews and to wrap this one up. We'll be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
And welcome back here on the Global SimRacing Channel and the iRacing Esports Network. Round 6 of the Precision Racing League Dallara F3 Series is in the books here from Autodromo Nazionale, Monza. And boy, it was a great one tonight, and what a win. David Holland does it from the front, John, from the pole. Holland going to win this race tonight. Michael Overbay, P2. Try as he might. Andres Espinoza finishes out our podium. That was probably the least exciting battle of the night, John. It was the battle for the podium. But they get it. Jefferson Patafani, Glitter Pants, a little trouble late. Going to finish 4th. P5 going to Eric Luke. Big Del going to finish 6th tonight. 7th going to go to Kevin Santana. A little bit of hard luck for him there late, but had a great drive nonetheless. Takeshi Kita finishes 8th for the Samurai. Marco Oliveira had a great race tonight. He'll get inside the top 10 with a P9. 10th place going to go to Lyndon Swaby. John, at number 100, finishes 10th.
Yeah, Mark Files, 77, finishes 11th, up 11 spots. Great night for him. Boy, that was a great battle and a fight between him and Swaby there at the end. Unfortunately, that just didn't work out for File. In 12th, we have Matthew Gunderson. Jay Steffi coming home in 13th. Andrew Wood, a good clean night for him, up 6 spots. Daniel Zeggers in 15th position. Francisco Montini was up at the front early on, Sean, but had a couple of mishaps. He'll finish 16th tonight. 17th, Tyler Gore. 18th, Danny Duchesne. 19th, Charles Sumner. Another driver had a little bad luck incident there in 1 and 2 early on. And then we have Daniel Barnett finishing 20th tonight.
John, I'll take the rest of the field here. Phil Gilman tonight, 21st. 22nd for David Hebert. Craig Holden going to finish 23rd. Grits going to finish 24th tonight. Paul Wildridge, 25th. Jerome Berthum finishes 26th. 27th for Andy Spicer. And Aaron Webb get locked up in a battle in the first chicane. No, I'm sorry. In the second chicane this evening. It ends their race early, John. But it's time to talk to the winner, who I am sure is a very, very happy David Holland, the Texan, with us here in the booth, John. I would be unfair for us to say we're fans, but it's always nice to see a fellow Texan win. Congratulations, David.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
David, you were hot in practice. You put down a screamer of a qualifying lap. What's your secret here, if you want to share it with us?
Yeah, we had a couple different setups we were working with. We had an issue with our setups where about lap 10, they would basically just fall on their face. So I used one of those for qualifying, which is great for a few laps. And yeah, worked out, put us on the pole, and just tried to keep it clean and work.
It was a great points haul for the team this evening here in Italy. Bathurst was rough on everybody last week. How was this race for you? It looked pretty smooth, pretty much every turn.
Yeah, we were definitely trying to forget about last week there at Bathurst. That was pretty much a disaster for us. So yeah, here at Monza, it's not the most technically challenging track. The lines are pretty straightforward. It's really just about being precise, hitting your brake markers, and just make sure to do the same thing every single lap and keep it consistent.
Well, David, a big congratulations to you, and got to be looking forward to next week. You have 2 drops at your disposal. You plan to use any of them this season?
Well, I already have 1 DNF and 1 race that I missed, so okay. I think I've got both of those accounted for.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so you'll be riding out the string with us then. That's good to know. We'll look for you back in victory lane next week. We wish you well.
All right, thank you. And as always, thanks to Apex Button Box and Precision Racing League for making it possible. And thanks to you guys as well.
And our thanks to our winner, David Holland, for putting on such a great race tonight. John, you've got the pleasure of talking with Mr. Michael Overbay this evening.
How are you guys doing?
Hey, Michael, congratulations on your second place finish there. We watched you early on. You seem to stay with Holland pretty good, but Holland just seemed to be on his own planet there throughout the race. How do you feel about your second place finish?
Yeah, it was okay finish. I think I had more for Holland if I would have. I made a mistake early and didn't stay with him and let Espinoza to fight with me, and we let Holland get out there about 5 seconds, and then once I cleared Espinoza, I brought the lead back down to almost 3 seconds. It was like 3.1, and I made a mistake through Ascari and got it back out to 5.5 seconds. And I just figured car was starting to get a little bit loose. I figured let's just play it safe and bring it home in second instead of trying to push hard and catch him. I didn't think I'd catch him anyway.
Yeah, you during the pit stop cycle there, and we were all wondering, okay, when are they going to pit? When are they going to pit? But you seem to have an excellent pit stop. You actually were about 6/10 quicker from cone to cone than Holland, so you actually you were able to kind of get up there a little bit. But then it just with lap traffic and everything, it just kind of marred you there, just stuck in second.
Yeah, it was after that. That's whenever I did that. Ascari, I think, is whenever I had the slowdown. I got a little loose and went through the sand and got a slowdown and lost all that time. So there wasn't any hope after that. But he must have took a little more fuel than me. I'm not sure why. I had an extra lap of fuel, so I took a little extra fuel by accident.
Yeah, well, you both put on a great show. Actually, all of the podium drivers did. So you're going to retain first place in the standings, Michael. Tell us about that. You're in first coming up into this race. You're first leading this race. How does it feel to kind of have that points lead?
Yeah, that was the goal, is to make sure I tried to extend that lead if all possible. I knew I really not racing Holland right now. Yeah, I know he's got speed, and if he wins out, maybe he could still win it. But I got some good tracks coming up anyway, but that was the whole goal. Just try to stay up there. I'm just glad that my teammate Glitter Plants was able to finish tonight and not get a DNF. So that was thank goodness for that.
Well, you need to go back and watch the replay because him and Santana had a great battle for about 4 laps. Kind of reminded me of last week's turn 1 lap 1 incident. So unfortunately, he had an incident, but it came back and finished a strong 4th. So Michael, hey, listen, great run for you. You started second, you finished second, but overall, the bigger picture, the points lead, you walk away still the points leader. And going into next week, we'll see you then.
Hey, thanks a lot. And thanks to Alpine Stars, Geodesic Racing, and GoPro, Turn Racing, and Shady Race Sunglasses. Thanks a lot, guys.
All righty. Sean, you've caught up with Mr. Andres Espinoza from Washington, D.C.
Dex,
How's it going, guys?
dude, you've had a good week here in the Precision Racing League, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple of podiums. I can't complain.
Yeah, I was sitting here as Job was doing the interview there. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, wasn't he on the podium the other night? I was directing that broadcast. I'm like, yeah, I think he was. And yeah, pretty darn good week, man. You take down a podium there in Canada, and then you come on over here to Italy and figured it out here in Monza. What do you like about this track?
I wish I could say I like more than I do, but yeah, it's just safe to say that I'm glad that it's.
Yeah, but the team was SRT strong tonight, correct?
Yes, that's our motto, SRT strong.
Yeah, and you get this one out of the way, Monza, and you head into round 8. You're, like I said, you're pretty hot right now, just as a driver. Period. So I mean, you got to feel pretty good about any race you enter at the moment. Is that a guess, or is that just confidence?
I guess just practice, tons of practice with the team is finally paying out. So yeah, just gonna keep pushing, trying to get up.
All right. So what does Andre do in DC on a Friday night? Okay, as we.
I know, Sean. He drone races. He drone races and drinks beer.
There you go. You got me.
Okay. All right. So have we seen you pop up on the Deuce yet and the EDL?
We have one right here, but definitely one more to.
All right. Well, hey, pretty cool, man. Listen, congratulations again on another podium this week. We'll see you next week here in the Precision Racing League. Anybody you want to thank real quick?
Absolutely. Thank the team for all the support. And thank you guys for the broadcast and the league for the organization.
All right, and that is Andre Espinoza. Dex checking in with us tonight. Another podium this week. Big things happening in the Precision Racing League. Of course, the Global SimRacing Channel, the exclusive broadcaster for the PRL. And John, they gave us another good one tonight.
Mom, I gotta go.
Did it with a
Mom, I gotta go. Mom, bye.
jeez. Will you stop?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Mom, call Mom back, please. All right, so for me, for my parents' favorite kid, John Ambrose, that's been our presentation tonight. But listen, we got a lot of people to thank. Let's do that real quick. We want to thank, of course, iRacing and the iRacing Esports Network for putting us on TV, folks. Live. We do it live every week here, every Thursday night. The Delara Formula 3 here with the Precision Racing League. We also want to thank Apex Button Box. They're trying to help iRacers find affordable button boxes, and they're giving one away this season to someone here in the Precision Racing League Formula 3 Series. We also want to thank the companies that provide the software and hardware for our broadcasts listed here on your screen now. And of course, additional thanks always go to June Milan, who provides all this great music we play in the background when we're talking, the intro, the break, and right now as we're closing out this show. So see the screen for how to get a hold of her and more of her great work. I want to thank the team today. Again, my parents' favorite kid, John. They have 7 of them, and John is the favorite. Joe, peak, always at his peak there behind the dials for us. Dougie Beard, taking care of the cameras. And if you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including upcoming races, well, you can find it at our website. You can go there if you want, globalsimracingchannel.com. Check us out on social media. Like us, sub to us. Give us some love out there. Twitter, at GSR Channel. Facebook, just type in Global Sim Racing Channel. Instagram, GSRC_Gram. That's how you get us there. Next week, we will see you. Same bat place, same bat channel. And it'll be Thursday, August the 8th, 9 o'clock. John, I missed the track. Where was that we were at? Because we're at
Road Atlanta.
One of your favorite places, just down the road
yes.
from you. Yeah, so check that out. Check out the upcoming races for all of our other series listed on your screen. But listen, everyone, race fans everywhere, all over the world. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.